Hey guys, this is going to be a different kind of video. I was kind of just sitting here and I'm like all in my feelings right now because, I don't know, I've just been thinking a lot about our channel and everything and you guys, and so I wanted to just sit down and like talk to you guys. And I was going to sit down with Khoa and I was like, you know what, I have a lot to say. I'm just going to say what I need to say, and if you need to add anything in, then you can. But, so a couple days ago, I came across a gossip video about me. I've never seen a gossip video about us before, so I was like, okay, what did we do? It was about the social distancing, which we had already apologized for before I even saw that video, so I wasn't worried about that. And I was reading, some of the comments on it. I was just like, wow, is this really like what people think about us now? And it just like, it blew my mind. And at first I was kind of angry, and then I put myself in your guys' shoes, and like I get it. Like I get why some of you guys were comparing us to other YouTubers. I'm not gonna name names, but other YouTubers who I don't associate with, we don't associate with, like for reasons of our own choosing, and you guys know. And this is already not making sense, but basically it just kind of like I haven't gotten hurt by words in a long time, because like I spent so much time on the internet that I'm just kind of like, I don't know, maybe numb to it, or I just know who I am now. So it really kind of threw me back, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, and I kind of got angry, and I was like, this is like, I don't know, I just got angry. And then I really sat down and I was like, you know what, I get it. And I can pinpoint exactly the moment where like I changed on our channel. Why am I crying? I can pinpoint the exact moment, and that is before our wedding, when somebody crossed a line into our privacy. And if you guys have been following us for a long time, you know what happened. I'm not going to get into details with it again because it's just like ridiculous. So somebody crossed the line into our privacy, and I just like completely stepped back. I feel like I completely stepped back. I stopped wanting to share as much. We used to film out in our front yard a lot, and I stopped wanting to do that, which my front yard is like my favorite place. Like that is my favorite place at our old house. Front yard, ooh, my favorite place ever. So I stopped wanting to go out there, and like just like I stopped wanting to like share anything, because people were trying to take my children away from me because I'm sharing stuff online, and it really threw me back. But then recently, a couple of days ever since I saw that video, nobody can take my kids away, no matter how hard they try, because if you take one step into my real life, no matter what your opinions are, nobody's gonna take my kids, because anybody that walks through that front door will see how loving and how caring and how amazing we are to our kids, and our kids will tell them that too, because that's the truth. But that is the moment that I was like, you know what, fuck this. Like I was like, I don't have to share then. Like if this is what's gonna happen, I don't have to share. I don't care. I'll just step back and live my life. And if you know me, I absolutely hate that. I have always shared everything on my mind from the second I started vlogging until that point. I didn't even want to film our wedding very much because of it. I wanted to just be ours, and I wanted to be selfish with it, which I think is fine. I think we deserve that, you know? So we didn't really do a vlog for our wedding, which I'm glad, because I could really be there in the moment, and like I'm really glad that we decided that. I was like thinking everything in my head that I wanted to say, and there's just so much that I want to say, because like it just sucks that happened, because it just like completely changed the way I wanted to vlog. So I'm sure you can go back to that video, our privacy. I think it was called like our privacy is something about our privacy. I don't even know. And from that day on, I felt like everything had changed. So when people are saying that we've changed as people and we're terrible human beings, that hurts, because that is not true at all. And I don't think we've acted like terrible human beings. We've just stopped sharing all the amazingness because we got kind of taken advantage of and kind of thrown under the bus by the people that we thought like cared about us and loved us, you know, and loved watching our content. But it felt like we were being backstabbed, even though it was by one person, 2 people. It just felt like it was like a huge attack. There's a fucking duck outside, and I think that's a frog, actually. So yeah, and there's a lot of things like a lot of the comments were like, you know, ever since they moved into this house, they've been different. Do you think we wanted to move into this house right now? If you watch any of our other videos, we always had like a 5-10 year plan to get here, but we literally had to move out of that house, out of our old house, because of that situation. We did not feel safe there. Like, if we went to extreme measures to get this house in a secure, such a secure lockbox that you can't even see our names on it. That is how far we went, because that's how like unsafe we felt in that house. We had to get behind a gate. We had to just completely secure ourselves, and this was how we had to do it. If we didn't have kids, it'd be a different situation. Like, I wish I could have stayed in our old house for 5 to 10 years and not, like, this is a stressful environment. Like, it's a lot more expensive than our old house. Our old house was paid off. We didn't have many expenses. We were a lot more relaxed and carefree. It's a lot. And I wish that we weren't here right now. Honestly, I do. I wish we were still at our old house and we were saving up and we didn't have to do it this way, but that's just what had to happen. And I'm not trying to like play a victim card, but it's like, we didn't change as people. We just kind of shut off the people that you guys knew before. Like, we just turned them off in front of the camera because I felt insecure about being honest about everything, because my words were being twisted into words that were trying to get my kids taken from me. So I don't know, it's been a rough couple of weeks, or a couple days actually, ever since I saw that video, because I've literally like been in my head about it. That's why I haven't really been in the past couple of vlogs, because I was just so like thrown off by it. And I just want to make it clear that like, I see how I used to be in the old vlogs, and I can see how it looks like I've changed, because I have. Because I've stopped being so open and carefree and like not scared that someone's gonna take the words I'm saying through this camera and try to take my kids from me. So I see that has changed, and I will admit to that, and I will apologize for it, because I do wish I hadn't done that, but that's just a protective mechanism that I felt necessary at the time, I guess. I feel a lot more secure now, and we have a lot more measures in place to where I feel like confident in like being able to share again, and it feels good because it just sucked before. I wish that we could have taken you guys along on the house buying process of this and all that. So like, I feel like it was such a shock. We moved so quickly, and it's because we did it very secretively, because we had a lot of underlying things that had to be done before we could say anything to protect ourselves. And I do think that's important, and I think that we did make the right decision on that, because it's just important to me that my family is important over anything. But just because we're in this house doesn't mean we're different people. I don't like spit on puppies and like kick them or anything. Like, I'm not like a horrible human being. Khoa's not a terrible human being. Like, we're not bad people. We just weren't sharing as much. And I want to change that. I want to share more. And I've been wanting to share more for a long time and be more open and not be like, okay, let's not talk about this until now, or let's wait to talk about this until then. Like, that's something I'm always saying, because it's just like, I don't know, it's like built into me now, because it's been since June last year that I felt that way. It's almost been a year. And I hate it. I hate it. I hate just not being open and like not hiding, but not saying what's going on. Like, these past months, I wish I could have just taken you down the whole freaking journey with me, with everything that's been going through with me and Khoa and everything. And I'll talk about that in tomorrow's vlog that we post. But it's about to get real honest here again because I miss it. And I was watching our old vlogs and it's like, it feels so good to watch those because I was so carefree and I was just like myself. And now I feel like I'm like super uptight and worried about everything that we put out. And I shouldn't be, because we did take the measures we needed to take to be safe. And that worry should be gone now. Like, I should feel safe, and I hate that something we love so much, like talking to you guys and vlogging, turned into something that like would twist my words and be used against me, you know? So I want to say sorry for that. I wish that that hadn't happened, but it was out of my control. I wish we could still be at the old house, guys, but it's not a possibility. And that's our fault because we didn't take the measures to begin with, but we also didn't think something like that would happen. Like, I would never in a million years think that would happen from something that we're so passionate about and love so much and we're so honest about. And it's not like we pick our paychecks. We don't get to choose how much we get paid, ever. Like, YouTube chooses how much we get paid. Google chooses how much we get paid. The brands choose how much we get paid. And okay, we hired an assistant, and ask her. She's baffled by the amount of brand deals that we turn down because we don't use the product, or I don't feel comfortable promoting that product. And that's being truthful. But we're lucky. We are so lucky to be able to work and afford a house like this that puts us in a safe place. But we're also not out there chasing money because we're just like these crazy money hungry people. Like, if we were, you'd see dildos being promoted all over my Instagram because those people pay a lot. And a lot of other stuff too that we just haven't been open with, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. It just feels so good to sit here and like talk to you guys. And I know I've probably been talking for so long, but I just feel like I still haven't said what I'm trying to say. But I guess the main point is, like, I feel bad that I've portrayed myself as this person that everyone apparently doesn't like, or likes less than who I was in the old house. So, and I even don't like it. But also, for the last 3 years, I've been pregnant or breastfeeding. I've been somebody's little snack bitch. I still am, and I love it. But I also love who I found this past year, which is like me. I found who I am. I feel the best I've ever felt physically and mentally, and that is one thing I'm super proud of this past year that's happened. Anything I'm doing now, I've always done. Like, redecorating. I did that 8 million times in the last house, more than here. Like, all that stuff, honestly. So I don't get why everyone thinks I'm so different. I think what really had happened is I'm just less open, and I think that's what's changed. I have not changed. I'm not a different person. I'm not a terrible person. And there's nothing I can do to make you like me. I don't expect everyone to like me, but I also feel like I have a right to stand up for myself. And when I feel the need to, I always do. But there's a lot of times that there's just no need. It's like, what? But this time I really felt the need to. It's just, like I was saying, I wish we were back at our old house. Like, I honestly, truly do, but it's not. That's not where we can be. And that's not anyone's fault. It's not our fault. It's just the way the world is, and it sucks because I would have way rather been there for 5-10 years, have the boards grow up in that home. The home was perfect. This home is amazing. Don't get me wrong. I love this. This is our dream home, but we didn't expect to get here for another 5 to 10 years. And we didn't really want to get here for another 5 to 10 years because we had a different plan. But everything got escalated after that one moment. It like kicked me into hyperdrive, and like mama bear status happened, and I needed to get us behind a gate so that we could be safe. and so that I could feel safe and I wouldn't walk by my front window at night like closing the blinds. It's just a feeling that I wouldn't wish on anybody. I felt like this was needed to be said and to just clean, like wipe the slate clean. And I do want to say sorry for closing off, but also I really didn't have a choice. We had to, especially though right after that we couldn't really talk about buying the house and everything going into it because it had to be done step by step the way it needed to be done so that I could turn out the way it did. That's all I can say there. It did give me being more focused on myself and not really being so open about everything. I was journaling, felt amazing. I love journaling, highly recommend it if you like to get your feelings out. But you guys used to be my journal. Literally, you guys were my journal. And I miss that. And I want that back. And that's what's gonna come back. So I'm really excited, and that's what I wanted to say. But there's nothing I can do. There's no words I can say to make you think I'm not a terrible person. If that's already engraved in your head, that's already where it is, and that's just how it is, and I'm really sorry that happened. This last year has kind of sucked in the as a matter of fact. God, I can't even freaking talk anymore. Yeah, that's the truth. That's how I feel. That's what I honestly have been feeling for a long time, and I just haven't been able to put it into words, and I haven't really been thinking about it because I don't really put myself in a situation where I can see much hate because there's just so much of it. I personally love to just stay in my light and be happy. But when I saw that, I just like went down a rabbit hole and I was like, oh my God. And it just made me think, and it just made me really sad that that's what our channel had turned into. And I've seen channels where they like cut off and they're like, because of situations like this, and it's reasonable. It is, because privacy is something that you control. We control it 100%. We control what we put out and we control what we don't put out. So it's 100% like understandable, but it's also not what I want for my channel. It's nothing that I've ever wanted for KKandbabyJ, especially. I mean, it is what it is. That's how I feel. And if you were sitting in front of me right now, this is exactly what I'd be saying. Like, I wish I could just like have an auditorium with you guys and just be like, listen. That's just how I feel. I don't know how to end this, so I'm just gonna keep saying that's just how I feel. I'm truly sorry if I made anyone feel that I had changed as a person, because we get hate for either way. We don't share, we get hate. We share, we get hate. So why not just do what I love doing, and that's sharing, and that's what we're gonna do. And that's the end of that. And I love you guys so much, and I missed this, and I'm just ready to be back to the way things used to be.